Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, and as the title suggests, I'm going to be taking you on my journey to Thailand where me and my girlfriend are heading for 19 days. And I'm going to be giving you my opinion and thoughts and my review on some suitcases from a company called July. July actually reached out to me back in April 2021 when I checked out their Smart Carry-On Pro, which retails for about $425, has an integrated battery compartment, a laptop sleeve on the outside, and it's actually held up extremely well, and I think it should given the price point. So I thought I should maybe reach out to July again to see if they could hook me up with some new luggage because the current stuff that I've got is pretty tired. And so they actually sent over their Checked and Check Plus in this limited edition red and sky blue, which I think looks absolutely awesome. And most importantly, so I can answer any questions for you, so you can sort of decide if this suitcase or this series of suitcases and luggage is going to be right for you. So for something a bit different, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it and you found the information helpful, don't forget to chuck it a like, get subscribed, because I'm also going to be doing a part 2, which is almost like the vlog of my trip in Thailand if you want to see more of that. And let's begin. So starting with the check suitcase from July, this one starts at $375. I've got it here in this limited edition red. This is suitable for about 1 to 2 leaks with an internal capacity of about 80 liters. The height is 66 centimeters, the width is 47.5 centimeters, and the depth is 28.5 centimeters with a weight of about 3.8 kilograms. So now we have the Check Plus, which comes in at 425 Aussie dollars, has a capacity of about 110 litres, and this is really recommended for trips over 2 weeks long. It weighs about a kilo more, so this is 4.8 kilograms. It's a little bit taller, 77 centimetres tall compared to 66. The width is 50 centimetres and the depth is 31 centimetres, and this is the sky blue, which is what my girlfriend specifically wanted because it would match all of the other stuff that she got. And I actually think, honestly, the blue and the red, I think they look really, really nice. Now both of these suitcases as well have a really strong German polycarbonate shell. I can't tell you really what that means because I don't know nothing about the manufacturing processes of suitcases, but I can tell you from my Smart Carry-On Pro, which I've had for 2 years now, that they hold up really, really well. In terms of, some security features, they both have TSA locks, which is awesome, so you don't have to worry about anyone getting in to your suitcase when you don't want them to. They are both water resistant and have stain-proof nylon linings on the inside, leather finishes on the actual nylon strap, and YKK Japanese zippers, which again, I don't know nothing about zippers, but I know that YKK zippers are very, very good from what I've read out on the web. And again, the Smart Carry-On Pro, going back to that one that I've had for years now, the zippers have held up really, really well, considering I've absolutely crammed this carry-on suitcase with a lot of stuff. The wheels as well, I think one of the coolest things, and I think a lot of people talk about it in the reviews, the wheels are super smooth and also super silent. When you're gliding them through the airport or through the car park on concrete or on tile or whatever it is, those wheels are very, very silent. And with everything filled up and these suitcases being quite heavy, the wheels actually do a really, really good job of making sure everything glides along really nicely. Now on the inside as well, there's actually also a hidden laundry bag, which is smell and stain resistant, which is I think something that you want when you're traveling for more than a couple weeks. There is a lifetime warranty on all of their luggage as well, which is great. And there's a 100-day return window if you for some reason don't like their suitcases. So that should give you a little bit of peace of mind, but it only applies to luggage which is not personalized, which brings me to the next point. If you want to spend an extra $65, you can actually get some emojis, painted or etched or stained. I don't know how they do it, but you can get some emojis on your suitcase if you want. Illustrated, they're sort of pressed into the shell, which is really nice. Or if you've got a photo of your pet, they can actually go ahead and do an illustration of that, and they'll put that on the outside as well. So you can actually customize these to really make sure that they are reflecting your personality. Maybe if you've got multiple people in the family, you can sort of identify whose is whose. I think it's just a really nice touch. Now, if you are someone who likes to absolutely cram your suitcase with a bunch of stuff, maybe because you're not going on a plane, you just need to fill it to its absolute brim, these suitcases actually have like a compression panel on the inside as well. So when you've put all your shirts in or your jackets or all your luggage or whatever it might be, you can actually sort of pull on those straps to sort of keep everything compressed and tight. And that will also help when you're sort of giving it to someone or maybe picking it up and chucking it into the back of a car or whatever it might be, and it will stop things from moving around as well. So there's lots of technology technology on the outside, really well built, but there's also lots of thought going into the inside to make sure everything sort of stays in place. So let's cut here, get everything filled up so you can see and compare between the checked and the check plus how much you can actually fit inside. Okay, so getting the July suitcases, they come in this cardboard box. And what they did was really, really clever. You'll see in a second. But basically, when you get your suitcase, it's actually in this nice cotton cover, which you can reuse again to, you know, store things in or store your suitcase in so it doesn't get marked up while it's in storage. And then they've actually put the checked inside of the check plus, which is pretty clever, saves on cardboard. And again, comes in a nice little cotton bag to keep it all safe from getting scratched. So for me, for 18 days, shorts, pants, shirts, shoes, jacket, sandal, toiletries, it only comes to about 16 kilos, which wasn't very much at all. All fit in really, really nicely, and using that compression panel was able to get it down just a little bit more to make it a bit easier to sort of close up. But we actually did end up putting a few extra things in, and it was absolutely no problem. So that's mine, that's the checked. You can see here it only weighs about 15 kilos or so, which is really, really good. So now for my girlfriend's suitcase, basically what we did is we just took everything that was from mine to put it into hers, just to see how much, I guess, extra room we had, and, you know, filling up her check plus with a few extra things like her perfumes and toiletries and whatnot. The actual suitcase still only weighed about 19 kilos, so there was at least another 5 or 6 kilos of space there, and it zipped up really, really easily. And I think all in all, you can see here it's 19 kilos, but when we finally finished, it was about 25. So when we got to the airport, first thing I noticed straight away was how easy these things are to wheel. Obviously, you had to check them in, but then pick them up in Thailand, and they just roll so smoothly. Makes me really, really happy after a long flight, not having to try too hard with the suitcases. But yeah, just rolls really, really nice. Now, checking in at the hotel in Thailand, in Bangkok, looking at some of the damage, some of the marks. I shouldn't say damage, probably a bit of a dramatic description, but yeah, it definitely has some marks, obviously, where it's been on conveyor belts and it's been handled by different people, taken to and from, you know, those little luggage carts, those little luggage trailers, whatever you want to call it. But overall, not too bad. Some obviously stronger marks on the corners where it takes the brunt of the impact, but the actual suitcases, you know, are perfectly fine. They wheel perfectly fine. The handles work, the zippers work, and, you know, the marks that are on them are just very, very minor scuff marks. So yeah, overall, pretty happy with how it stood up, and we'll just have to see how it goes. Now, getting into some of the other hotels, moving around as time went on, you know, you can see me here just absolutely loving these things. Pushing them around was really, really nice. It didn't matter what the surface was. And, you know, there were different marks appearing on the suitcase from time to time. Here's just a quick little panorama of where we were staying on our last night. Really sad to leave Thailand, but overall, these suitcases were absolutely awesome and definitely recommend. So we're back from Thailand. It's been about 17, 18 days on the road with these suitcases. We've gone from Sydney to Singapore, Singapore to Thailand, and then all the in and outs of the vans, and these suitcases have been through quite a lot. And honestly, they've actually stood up really, really well. There's been absolutely no physical damage that's meant that there's been any sort of problems along the journey, but they have got some decent marks on them, which is probably to be expected when, you know, you're traveling and people are taking care of your luggage, maybe not as well as what you would yourself. You can see here on this blue one, we've got, you know, black marks on the outside, and they're going to vary from being light to dark marks, and then even on these aluminium corners which take the brunt, you've got some decent marks there as well. But what you can actually do is get yourself a magic mark eraser from like your homeware store, your Woolworths, your supermarket, and if you actually give these marks a bit of a rub like that, you can actually get rid of these marks pretty easily. And I'm not going to go absolutely crazy trying to remove them all for you now, but even on this aluminium, if you want to go ahead and give it a decent rub on there as well, you can actually reduce those marks quite a bit. So one thing to note is that if you are going to be buying suitcases that are colored, either blue or red or any other color that is not black, basically, you're going to notice some marks on these suitcases. So that's just one thing to be aware of, and not to be too upset when you finally get them back and you notice that there are some marks on them. Now, in terms of the actual suitcases, Alexandra, she had the blue one, the Check Plus. She actually, I think, got about 26, 27 kilos into this suitcase, no problem. And that compression strap that lets you sort of reef on the handle to sort of push everything down to the suitcase really, I guess, come in handy. And same with my red one here. I mean, I was only packing about 20 kilograms into this, but again, using that strap to go ahead and compress everything down, as well as the packing cubes, makes these suitcases really, really, I guess, a piece of luggage that I would highly recommend. So if you are thinking about maybe buying these suitcases from July and investing the money, I really have nothing negative to say. So conclusion time, if you are thinking about maybe picking up some July suitcases and you're worried or wondering if the investment is worth it, I have to say, given the fact that I've been using the Smart Carry-On Pro now for a couple of years and I've had these ones really, I think, thoroughly put through their paces, I actually would say that, yeah, I do recommend it. And, you know, the money that you spend, I think, is going to be, you know, something that you don't really think about after owning these things for maybe a year or two. You're going to be so happy that you did, compared to maybe buying something that's a lot cheaper, maybe doesn't have good quality materials or high quality construction. If you're someone who travels a lot, or maybe you just want something to treat yourself, you know, your luggage is maybe a bit tired like mine was, definitely recommend these July suitcases. If you have any comments or questions about this video, feel free to hit me up down in the comment section. Links to everything is in the video description as well. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to chuck it a like, get subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.